Turning your skill set into a career and into profit and monetizing your skills isn't just a dream. It's really entirely possible. And I wanted to tell you real stories so that you can resonate with them. So whether you are like Francesca or whether you resonate with Michaela, if you are like Rebecca, the opportunities are really endless. And it starts by focusing on expanding your skill set. The key is really to find the path that aligns with your goals and really take consistent steps towards it, really sticking to it and being consistent at building towards it. Welcome to Open Studio Podcast, space for lettering artists, illustrators, and creatives who are determined to thrive in their passion. I'm Martina Flor, and I've been through the ups and downs of building a successful creative business. From struggling to make ends meet to achieving my dream of becoming an award-winning lettering designer, I've learned valuable lessons along the way. Now, I'm here to share those lessons, strategies, and tips so that your journey can be smoother. Whether you're looking to turn your passion into a career or want insights to boost your creative business, this podcast is your guide. Join me on the Open Studio Podcast and let's make your creative dreams a reality. Hello and welcome back to Open Studio. I'm your host, Martina Flor, and today's episode is dedicated to women because this is an episode that is dropping around the 8th of March, which is Women's Day, and I want to celebrate women and specifically creative women by featuring the story of 3 women I have met in my creative journey, 3 women that I have worked with inside my community that have managed to turn their creative skill into a business, into their career path. And these stories are really inspiring. And I'm really excited to share their stories with you with the hope that they will inspire you as well. These are very different stories in terms of what they have done with their creative skills and how they have turned their creative skills into the income that supports their livelihood. And I hope it will spark some ideas in terms of what you can do to turn your creative skill into a business, into a source of income. And before we dive into the episode, I want to tell you that if you're wondering how do you build a career in creativity and specifically in lettering, there's a resource that I want to share with you. It's called Lettering Success Secrets. It's a free guide that I have put together for you, and you can download it on martinaflor.com/guide. It's a guide where I answer the most frequently asked questions about building a career in lettering, learning lettering as a skill, and you can download it for free on martinaflor.com/guide. Now let's get into today's episode. And I want to start by saying that over the years, I have explored countless ways of monetizing my lettering skills. And I've seen many others do the same. In fact, in episode 168, I've shared 10 different strategies or 10 different ways on how you can monetize your skills. So you can go and check it out if you are wondering, hey, how do I turn my creative skill into a source of income? But today I want to tell stories, real life stories of 3 incredible women that I have met inside my community that have turned their passion for lettering, their skill in lettering design into thriving businesses and side hustles. So let me start by Michaela's story, and it's a story I can very well resonate with because Michaela had a very similar path to the one I had, which I shared in previous episodes. Michaela is a graphic designer and she is specialized in branding. And a year ago, she found herself at a job that felt really uninspiring, and she knew she needed a change. So she wanted to build a career around her lettering skills, to do work that lights her up and to do work that is more interesting. She found herself doing generalist work as a graphic designer, which is something that happens often to graphic designers. They find themselves doing work as generalists, and the work turns out to be really uninspiring. And they find in lettering a great creative outlet because it combines to the best of both worlds. It combines the best of the design world and that structure and those systems that are known within the design world, and it brings in all the creativity that has to do with creating new shapes, creating new letter shapes. Michaela wanted to, through her lettering skills, she wanted to bring more interesting work into her daily work, and she decided to go all in. And the first time I met Michaela was when she joined my program, the lettering seminar. And quite literally, 1 year later, a month ago, this episode is going out in March. 1 month ago, she hasn't stopped and she has launched her lettering studio. She went all the way. She built her portfolio, her branding, her website, and she's now officially launched as a lettering artist, as a graphic designer, and she has launched her lettering and design studio. Today, Michaela is handling her first client inquiries because she has gone all the way to build her online presence, the most important asset that she has as a business owner, as a creative, which is her portfolio, and she is starting to get paid for her skills. So just 1 year later, from the moment she took that decision, she has completely shifted her career, proving that with focus and commitment and going all in, everything is possible. Then there's Francesca's story. So Francesca is an in-house graphic designer from Italy. And like many of us, she discovered lettering and fell in love with it. She started learning, she started practicing, and also improving her skills in her free time. So she kept her day work and she continued to create things on the side. And I met Francesca in a seminar, an in-person seminar that I offer here in my studio in Berlin. And Francesca told me her story back then. She made a smart move. She didn't just practice, she really started creating things. So she opened an Etsy shop, which is, as you know, a free platform that you can use to offer your products for sale, which is very simple and it's a very low risk way to test the waters and start selling your work. And she did just that. She opened an Etsy shop, she created a few products and she started selling them on Etsy online. She started seeing some feedback. So people were buying certain products more than others, and then she was producing more of those products. So her confidence grew. And Francesca then decided to take it a step farther and launch her own online shop, which turned her lettering into a side hustle. I believe right now she continues to have her full-time job, but she runs an online shop with her lettering products alongside her full-time job. So I love Francesca's story because she started by taking small steps. She used an already existing platform like Etsy. She didn't build up a full-blown online shop, which can feel really overwhelming, producing all those products, doing the upfront investment. She just went ahead. She created an Etsy shop, which is very simple. You can do it in just a few clicks. And she started selling some few products and testing the waters, seeing what resonated with her audience. And once she built that knowledge and got that feedback and built that confidence in her work and what she had to offer, she went ahead and created her own home for her product. And her story is really a proof that you don't have to quit your job right away. You can, if that makes you feel more secure, you can build something meaningful while keeping your day job. In order to change your creative career, you don't need to quit your job. You can just start by taking small steps. And once you build up on that, once you start building and you start gaining confidence, then you can decide on to making bigger shifts, bigger moves. Now, the third story that I want to tell you about is Rebecca's story. So Rebecca is a graphic designer from the UK. She specializes in packaging design. So she wanted to dive deeper into lettering as a complementary skill to attract higher quality clients in her field. So she was already specialized in packaging design, and lettering is widely used in packaging design. In fact, it's one of the disciplines where lettering artists are hired the most to create bespoke lettering pieces for packaging. And we first met with Rebecca inside my academy in 2020, more specifically inside my lettering program, the lettering seminar. And since then, Rebecca has built a strong portfolio with a clear focus on packaging and a clear expertise in lettering design. She used her expertise to build on top of that with an additional skill like lettering. She elevated her profile in packaging design by adding a new skill set of lettering. Now she can offer her clients custom lettering solutions, which really elevates her work and make her services more valuable than before. Now, her story proves that you don't always need a dramatic career change. Sometimes adding this new skill set, this new expertise can transform the kind of clients and projects that you attract. And this is something I've seen happening often inside my programs, that we welcome a lot of graphic designers who are looking for just that, for moving from doing general graphic design work, which feels uninteresting for them, and moving onto doing work that lights them up, or attracting projects that are more interesting, that require an additional expertise, and for which they also can charge more. So I wanted to tell you these stories because turning your skill set into a career and into profit and monetizing your skills isn't just a dream. It's really entirely possible. And I wanted to tell you real stories so that you can resonate with them. So whether you are like Francesca, for instance, and starting small alongside your day job, or whether you resonate with Michaela, going all in and launching her lettering and design studio, or if you are like Rebecca, which is someone who is specialized into packaging design or has a certain expertise and wants to elevate the type of clients that she is attracting, the opportunities are really endless. And it starts by focusing on expanding your skill set. The key is really to find the path that aligns with your goals and really take consistent steps towards it, really sticking to it and being consistent at building towards it. So again, if you're wondering how can you build a career in lettering design, how can you start monetizing your lettering skills, you have all these questions that have to do with a new field, I have put together a free guide that you can download, and I believe it's going to answer many of your questions. The guide is called Lettering Success Secrets, and you can download it on martinaflor.com/guide. It is completely for free, and I hope it will answer some of the questions that you have right now that are holding you back. So thank you so much for tuning in to Open Studio. If this episode inspired you, please share it with someone else who might need that extra push to start monetizing their skills. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you on the next episode of Open Studio. Bye-bye. So this is it. I hope you loved this episode. You can find me, the host of the show, on social networks at Martina Flor on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you have a question or comments, go to martinaflor.com/podcast, where you can see previous episodes, find show notes, and send voice memos with your comments and questions. You can also watch these episodes on YouTube. Just go to martinaflor.com/YouTube to find them. You can, of course, listen to all our episodes on your favorite podcast platform. If you loved this episode, subscribe to this podcast. And if you leave us a review, it will help others find us. Thank you all for listening, and see you in the next episode of Martina Flor's Open Studio. Bye-bye.